Seems that every new year, every January, I tend to get drawn to this theme of New Year, New You. But it's so true for me because it's an opportunity, every moment is an opportunity to become more of who we are, isn't it? Really, every moment is an opportunity to become aware of what we're thinking and to really expand who we are. And we just get this permission every year to set goals and to do things for ourselves that we want to do each year. That it's like the end of December, beginning of January is this opportunity to do new things, to do things differently, to create some new things in our life, maybe to lose weight or to create a new home or to create something new for ourselves. But what I want to talk about today is a little different. It's a little different way of setting goals for ourselves. How many here set goals? Like you've already got a piece of paper and maybe you've written on there what you want to create for yourself this year, which is wonderful. It gives us, a place to aim for, right? It's like, you're going on a journey, you don't have a map, and you just go, okay, I'll just go anywhere. This way you've got a map to follow and to be open to wherever that takes you. However, I've been really going deeper with this, and I talked about this a little bit in December last month, but about what if, whatever we set for ourselves, whatever goal we set for ourselves for this year, one of the main goals that drives us can be, that whatever I do with joy, and I do to feed my soul. What if we could set this year, and no matter what we have put in our goals, no matter what we have set, that we could do all those things with the intent, right, that it comes from joy, that whatever we're doing, we feel joy doing it, and that whatever we do feeds our soul, that our soul is being nourished. Our soul, our body, our being is being nourished in the process. Wouldn't that make a difference? So no matter what you're doing, no matter whether it's going for a new job or it's creating a deeper relationship or a relationship or whatever it might be, that those things are there in place. So that's certainly going to be my intention for this year is, especially coming back from 2 weeks with these children in Nepal. For me, the joy in myself is like something I've never experienced before. My husband always says, "You look so happy in those pictures, Lori, when you're there. What happens when you come home?" So this time I said, I'm going to bring it back with me, and I'm going to be in that place of joy no matter what I'm doing. Because it doesn't have to be one thing, right? Like we do that one thing and it brings us joy, but then we don't take it in anything else we do, So it's about letting that joy bubble up in us no matter what we're doing. Because then, whatever we're doing is going to be even better, and it's going to make a greater difference to whoever is around us. Isn't that right? So this is what really hit me for this year. And it's staying conscious about it. It's becoming aware of, okay, am I feeling joy in this moment? No, I'm not. Okay, so what do I need to do to feel joy in this moment? I might be cleaning the toilets. Okay, but I'm going to clean the toilets with joy. It's a very Buddhist thing to do, to be in that mindfulness whatever you're doing. Well, what if we could be in joy whatever we're doing? Because then our body temples are going to be healthier. And we're going to nourish ourselves even more. So who's willing to do this with me? I'm going to check up on you guys. No, so it's about really staying conscious. Because we're a spiritual center. We're here on a spiritual journey. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, aren't we? And we're here to wake up and to be conscious. So we get to choose where we want to focus. Do we want to focus on complaining and feeling negative, or do we want to focus on feeling joy and feeling love and feeling better? gee, it's a hard one to pick. I don't know why we tend to go to this side, don't we? So it's such an interesting human phenomenon that we tend to choose the complaining this bit when the other bit's right here going, choose me, I'm here, I'm waiting for you. So that's the wonderful part about being awake, right? We're all awake. Turn to the person next to you and say, you're awake. You're awake. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves in case we fall asleep a little bit. Find someone that can call you every now and then, a friend, and just say to you, are you awake? Just so that we don't fall asleep again. Sometimes, don't we? Sometimes we fall asleep and we forget these things. Don't we? All of us do. I don't care who we are on the journey, we all sometimes forget. Or we get caught up. So it's finding people. That's why I started the center 9 years ago. January. This is our anniversary, 9 years. I started this 9 years ago because I wanted to create a place where we could all come together and feel loved and feel like we could be ourselves and meet spiritual, like-minded beings, right? So look around this room, amazing like-minded beings here, and watching online as well. Hello, everybody. Yeah. So I wrote that wasn't even what I was going to talk about. No matter what we are doing, consciously choose to do things with joy in our hearts. So that for me is the message for this year. Okay, I'm going to read it again. So no matter what we're doing, consciously choose to do things with joy in our hearts. I just got a book in Nepal, Rhonda Byrne's book. So have any of you heard The Secret? Right. So she's written several sequels, and this one is called The Power. And in it she says, life presents everything to you for you to choose what you love. If someone has something you want, be excited as though you have it. If you feel love for it, you are bringing the same thing to you. Turn away from the things you do not love, and do not give them any feeling. Instead, say yes when you see something you love. I thought that was just wonderful. Life presents everything to you for you to choose what you love. Esther Hicks always talks about this contrast. How many of you know about Esther Hicks and Abraham? Talks about this contrast, that life is a contrast. And so we see things we don't want so that we can know what we do want. So it's putting that focus on what we do want, on the things that make us feel good, on the things that bring us joy, on the things that feel like they're feeding our soul. I put in to do a talk at Mind Body Spirit Festival, and I was saying to Lisa, okay, what they want a talk title, right? And I just talk about stuff that comes through. So I had to come up with a talk title, and so a friend of mine mentioned this title of his talk, and I thought, that was great, Ignite Your Spirit. Right? So Lisa said, oh, that's fabulous. Ignite your spirit. So this year is about igniting our spirit. Right? Doing things that ignite us, that light us up. So we can be a greater light out there for others. Because really, we're all going through different things in our life, and some people are going through really hard times. We know people, we have ourselves and other people. And so, when we're in a place where we are doing good, we can be that lighthouse for someone else, can't we? Like these children in Nepal are a lighthouse. They're a lighthouse of joy, and they've been through the hardest stuff in their life. It'd break your heart if you heard the stories. However, they choose every moment to just be in love, to be that lighthouse, to be that joyful place on this planet, so that people like us that go get transformed by these children. We think, oh, what can we do for them? Just being in their presence changes you. You don't have to do a thing. And that's what being a lighthouse is. So this year, let's make it the year to be that lighthouse. To be that, to be that place of joy within us. And when you're not feeling it, to ask inside, what do I need to do right now to touch base, to get back into that place of joy. Because it's not going to be there all the time. But it's about that consciousness of going back there, of like changing the channels and going, okay, I'm choosing that right now. Og Mandino says, extend to each person, no matter how trivial the contact, all the care and kindness and understanding and love that you can muster, and do it with no thought of any reward. Your life will never be the same again. And I would say, not only do you extend that to another, but you extend it to yourself. So let this be also the year of loving ourselves more deeply, of letting that critical voice go away, and of really just being able to see ourselves in a whole different way. In new glasses, putting on new glasses, right? New glasses where we see ourselves the way that Spirit sees us, the way that God sees us, the way that the universe sees us. How many would love to do that? That's probably the hardest thing. That's probably one of the hardest tasks that we can do, because there's so much that's built in there, you know? But to, again, stay with that consciousness of, each day, I choose to see myself in a brand new way. To hold a brand new vision of myself. To be that vision that others see. To be that vision that I see in others. That you are it. The greatest thing about this trip to Nepal for me was, it wasn't about doing anything. It was about being. It was just about being me, about being who we are. Because when we are that, miracles happen. Miracles happen. So it's just about being who you are, and let that light in you shine as bright as you can have it shine. Yes? I can't hear you. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Good start to the year to stay focused on this, and through the year we'll be reinforcing all this, right? Every time that we come together, be reinforcing this. So we have a practice. Because it's about a spiritual practice. It means we have to practice, because this other stuff is so deep in there. So we want to keep changing those tapes and rewinding it so that we can really shine more brightly. And that's what the world is calling for us, now more than ever, to shine more brightly, to do things that bring us joy. Because when you do things that bring you joy, do you shine bright? Yes, absolutely shine bright. That's why my husband sees me in pictures in Nepal and goes, wow, you're shining so bright, it's coming off of you, because I'm in so much joy there. How can you not be with 140-something children that are just the greatest lights I've ever known in my life? They don't need lights on at night, because they light up every room they're in. So what if we could be that? Right? What stops us from being that? So we put those things aside and focus on being that light to the people we work with, to our families, to our partners, to our friends, to whoever we meet, a stranger on the street. I was in our local area on the coast yesterday, and I was wearing all orange, the skirt, and I was wearing an orange topper a couple days ago, and people just kept stopping me on the street going, wow, you look really good, and I'm thinking, wow, I should wear this more often. But it was just that something in me is glowing even more now. And it just was like, I was a bit surprised to get that from strangers. And then I thought, wow, there's this joy in me that's bubbling up, and so people are going to recognize it. So let's all do that. To wherever we are, to whoever we meet. Can you imagine what it's going to do for them? The difference that we can make in another person's life by just being that joy, by just sharing that joy, is the greatest gift we could give another person, isn't it? Just smiling at someone makes their day. They go, Are you smiling at me? Isn't that true? I love where I live, because I live in a small community on the lake in the Central Coast. And I walk my dog around the lake, and everyone just says, hello, good morning, how are you? It's just beautiful, you know? And no matter where we live, we can start to create that. You know, even if they turn away or they look funny, you know, something inside of them is gonna feel warm and fuzzy. Right? So we can all be more of a light. And this is a new year is a wonderful opportunity to start to bring these principles into our life, into every day. Okay, so here's steps this year to live from a place of joy. Are you ready? And attract abundance, attract what you want, feed your soul, nourish your soul, all that. You ready to hear them?
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, first one. Each day take a few minutes to be very still, like we did in the beginning, just to be very still, and ask this question to the whole of you. So I always like to ask, if I want to ask myself something, I ask the whole of me, right? So it makes it even stronger because you're asking your mind, your body, your spirit, your whole being. What can I do today that feeds my soul and brings me joy and ignites my spirit? So every day, start every morning with this ritual if you can. No matter what your practice is in the morning, to be still and ask that question. What can I do today that feeds my soul, brings me joy, and ignites my spirit? And just be still with that. As you ask that question each day, just let the answer come. It will. It might come in a picture. It might come in a feeling. It might come in a getting this visual. It might happen when you're driving. You see a bumper sticker that says exactly that to yourself. You know. So it shows up in so many ways. So don't worry about how it's going to show up. Just be open to capturing that, to hearing that. And along with that, have a daily practice of prayer, meditation, so that you take that time to really connect back with yourself. So the busyness stops for a few moments. So even if it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you can do, just taking that time, put beautiful music on, go out in nature, whatever works for you. And the third one is every day, and as a healer, this is one thing that I found is so powerful, is to, when you're in that place of being still, right, and you're tuning within, to send loving energy to every cell in your body. So to imagine, you can imagine that there's a light pouring over you, that's just filling you up, like you're in a waterfall of light, and that you're just breathing in that light to every cell and every organ in your body. And that love is healing, that you're just healing each part. You're thanking each cell. So as we do that, our cells change. They become healthier. And as our cells become healthier, our spirit ignites more. We have more energy. Imagine each cell smiling. I love this movie with Julia Roberts, Eat, Love, Pray. And the part where she's at the, where she's in Bali, and her spiritual teacher says to her, sit and let your liver smile. You know, smile inside yourself. How many remember that part? No. And how powerful that is. Has anyone practiced that? It's an amazingly powerful tool to actually start seeing your organs smiling, healthy, vibrant. That they start to change. The vibration inside starts to change. And we become lighter. Practice affirming every day that you deserve to be happy and do things that bring you joy. It's a really important one because this deserving bit goes very deep. And the more we can affirm that we deserve it, the more we'll feel it. Because so often people say to me, oh, Lori, I've been praying and affirming and putting out that I want this and I want this, but deep in me I don't deserve it. So we push it away. So start affirming to yourself that you do deserve it, that you do deserve to be happy and joyful and have these things that you want to create, having a wonderful life. Doesn't mean that things won't happen. Life is a contrast. But it's what we do with those things that makes the greatest difference. Be patient and loving with yourself. Really important one, really important step this year to live from a place of joy is to be more patient, loving, letting go of judgment, resistance, all those things. Becoming aware when they come up. And being able then to recognize them. Because sometimes, we're on the spiritual path and we go, oh, I'm just going to pretend I'm not feeling those things. But they don't go away then, It's about acknowledging them. Sometimes I'll talk to those parts of me, the anger or whatever, and say, okay, what's this about? And then I'll go back to connecting back to that joy. So that you're bringing that joy in whatever's going on with you. Isn't that a good concept? Instead of having this separate of, okay, I'm right now in this place of feeling whatever, but I can still bring the joy in. Be more compassionate. And be open to receive good and for miracles to happen in your life. Be open to receive good and for miracles to happen in your life and for you to recognize the miracles that are happening. Because so often, amazing things are happening, but we're not recognizing them. Well, that's not happening to me, but there is. If you really open yourself up to recognize these amazing things that are happening all around you, you'll see them. So even to affirm, I'm open to recognize even more the beauty that's around me, the joy that's around me, the love that's around me, the miracles that are around me. Sound good?
Yes, sounds good.
How many are going to put these into place? And I'm going to put these all on Facebook, so those that are on Facebook can find all these things on there, and those watching can also go and connect back on Facebook. And I'll just finish with this. This is an article I read. Life is an act of affirmation. Each day that we rise from our bed and engage in the moment by moment activities and choices that script our personal story, we are saying yes to life. Some of us do it consciously. We are the creators of our life story. Life does not just happen to us. So each and every day, from this moment on, start this year with being conscious of what you're creating. And conscious of creating more joy in whatever you're doing. Because for me, that's one of the greatest things that fuel our bodies, that heal us, that bring that light to shine inside of us. And each and every one of us has joy inside of us. We may not have felt it for a while, but it's there. So it's about, what do you need to do to get back in touch with that joy? So turn to the person next to you and just say to them, what one thing you're going to do to bring more joy in your life. So you can meet the person next to you and just say, one thing you want to do to bring more joy into your life.
Smiling is one of those things that when you do it, it changes.
Okay, you're all set? You all ready to do that? Okay, I want to hear from you. I want to hear how it's going. And last thing is be grateful. So live each day from a grateful heart. And that brings the joy, that brings everything. So no matter how we're feeling, if we can really come back to that place of gratitude, and we talk about it so much in here, and we finish with the gratitude circle every time, because gratitude for me is the most important spiritual practice we can do, to feel grateful. And to spend as much time in gratitude every day as you possibly can. And then you're going to be that lighthouse, because that gratitude is going to open your heart up. Thank you. Peace and blessings.